Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Now. I greet you here with love from Germany. It's good to have you here with me. And it is now the only time, the only space that really matters. And been doing this actually for quite some time, but there's no time like the now to be new. And that's really what it's all about, learning about how to be new and how to really channel thoughts, channel consciousness. Because ultimately it's all about that consciousness. To be breaking free from the mold of the everyday routine where we are just stuck in the matrix. And in a way, we're all stuck in our own matrix as we all follow our own program, and we all have been programmed. And so this is about learning something new. And I'm not here to teach that. I cannot teach that. Even though I've come to find life really is a school, but it's a different kind of school where actually we are here to learn, or rather remember what we have forgotten. But it's a different kind of school where actually we are here to learn, or rather remember what we have forgotten, how to be free, how to be like a child in this world, basically. And that's also really kinding. The idea that the best things in life aren't things. And that's an interesting phrase that Germans use to basically say, hey, it's not a problem, don't worry about it all, it's all good. It's easy, actually, kinding, which actually means nothing. It means no thing. The best things in life aren't things, which is really the idea that, for example, freedom is not something that is outside of us, even though we fight for that. And as we are caught in that matrix, where we are just struggling against the injustice outside of us. It is like that in this world where we are struggling against the oppressors. We human beings, history repeats itself and nothing really has changed there. That's the theme of human history for us human beings. But it's also like that for us individually, where we are stuck in our own matrix, where we are stuck in the routine, where we are stuck in the same old. Nothing is really changing. We are going through the routine, not really changing ourselves, but we all look for change outside of us. And that's somewhat the illusion, which really keeps us from changing, because we are just going through life every day, the same old. We're all looking for something better. We're waiting for, now Christmas is around the corner, waiting to open presents. We're waiting for the vacation. We're waiting for the day at work to end. We're waiting for going to a party. We're programmed that way. We're always waiting. We're waiting in line. We're waiting for the bus. We're waiting for a friend. We're always waiting for something in the future. But actually, the future is now. And that's what I like to remind you here in this and following videos. And I've done a few live broadcasts here on YouTube, but this is new because this is now. And there's no time like this. There's no moment like this, and that is a powerful awareness that I have gained during my own experiences in life. Even though I'm stuck in my own way, believe it or not, and I have also come to find that the way to get unstuck, the way to be new, is to be now. And so I want to, learn that more, and the way to learn that is really to practice that, and that's really the key, is the practice. As you also, if you like to find more information about that, you can go to my website, kinding.com, where it's really that two-step process, which actually, before kinding came realize to actualize, and these are the two steps from the realization to the actualization, from the philosophy to the practice. And that is really what's missing in this world, is to practice. But the good news is we have an opportunity to practice every moment of our lives. Even though we are on a bus stop and waiting for the bus, we can be now. If we're driving on the train, if we're on the line at the supermarket, if we're at work, even though work is boring, we can be now. And our last freedom is really something that nobody can take from us, and that is the freedom to be present. I love that. English is such a great language. And I find that more now that I'm back in Germany after I've lived in America for a long time. It's really the present. It's a present. It's a gift. It's a gift. Every moment of our lives is our gift. but we have forgotten that. I mean, I've forgotten that. I try to remind myself of that, and I'm also trying to remind you here of that. But yeah, we have forgotten that. I've forgotten that. I said, yeah, today, a couple of hours from now, I'm going back to work. And there I'm just doing, what I'm told. It starts. I mean, that's something, that program, we've become programmed over years as we grew up in this system, in this matrix, where we've been conditioned to just sit still. School, that's where it starts. Pay attention to a teacher, take notes, study for tests. Everything is later then. Everything becomes later. And so we're caught up in this matrix where we're doing what we're told. We're investing our time. We're investing our present moment, like at school, to study for a test. At work, we do what we're told in order to make money, in order then to go on vacation, then to have a good time. All right? But that's the illusion, and that's where we're stuck. And so really, it's time to get unstuck. And so I want to learn to be unstuck, and I hope to be able to also encourage you to be a little bit here in this video and other videos. And also, I'm going to do the live show, the Now Show, on paltalk.com. You can also check that out. But anyway, this is now. And now is new. Now is a time where I want to remind myself that, yeah, it's great to be alive. I mean, it's really kind thing. It's really kind thing, like the best things in life are one thing. Love. I want to send you lots of love right now. I want to feel love. I want to experience love. And that's also realized to actualize through the experience we create. And the experience is something that comes from within ourselves. And that's also the idea of the re-evolution. It's not the revolution where we're just trying to fight against the injustice and fight against the oppressors and fight and fight and fight. We all do that. We all fight our own wars. But it's time to let go of that and to make peace as we realize that it's not about the revolution, it's about the evolution. And that comes from within ourselves. That's where we create change. That's where we make this world a better place as we be more connected to that which is within ourselves, which is, for example, love is a power within ourselves. It's not outside of us. Even though that's also part of the program, or rather, it's become this product outside of us. We look for love. We look for this one person we're just like feeling so wonderful with. And it's easy then, of course, to feel love. But, love also means to deal with people who are probably not so loving. Also, they need love, or maybe especially they need love. Love is a power. It's not a product. Like God is not really outside of us, it's in us, it's a power within ourselves. God is a symbol of our own power, not a symbol of a power that we need to submit ourselves. That's part of the old consciousness. And there's also connection between, you need to submit yourself to God. Religion, is really there, has become this institution which really demands us to submit ourselves to this power, just like the government. And I mean, that's the theme of human history, where the masses have been enslaved, always fighting against the injustice while the rich only get richer. Those on top of the pyramid, they don't really care. I mean, they're not really the enemy. We cannot really fight them. But we can take power away from that. And that's really what it is, to not give power to things we don't like anymore. And it starts in our personal lives, every day, every moment of our lives, to do that. Now is the time. And I want to practice that. And I'd like you for you to start practicing that. There's no time like the now. On that note, I appreciate you watching. My name is Christoph. I'm living here in Germany, in a small town called Nackenheim, between Mainz and Worms. But I lived for more than 2 decades in the United States, where I took some interesting experiences from that. I don't want to get into that right now. Just saying, I began studying about the whole idea of personal development in the mid-90s, which really opened my eyes to the idea of working on myself. And that is actually the real work, where we learn to control ourselves more, to become more aware of ourselves, because ultimately the journey leads to knowledge of self. Children already know who they are. We all knew already exactly who we were when we were small. But then we became part of this journey where we developed an identity based upon what we're supposed to be, or how we're supposed to be, in order to be successful, in order to be liked by others. But that's how we compromised who we really are. We became this, like Erich Fromm, great writer, German writer, who talked a lot about, we became these automatons, or these robots who just go through life who go through life and who just perform, and do what they're told. Everything has become standardized, and we just follow the masses. We follow the trends. We follow popular opinion. As we watch the news, what's happening there, we just have become conditioned. We've become really programmed, and that's really the program, and that's really the matrix that we're all part of. And it's time to go beyond that, to realize actually that we are free. And the matrix, which works like a machine, and one of the greatest statements I found, as you can also see on my website, is what John Stuart Mills said. And I think that's really where the change really begins, to understand what are those forces within ourselves. And what he said is, human beings, we're not machines to be built to do exactly the work prescribed for it, but we are like a tree, and we need to grow and develop naturally according to the inward forces which make us a living thing. Something worth thinking about. And that's actually where it starts, with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we create our world. Many, many people throughout human history have said that. But again, it's not just about saying that. It's not just about knowing something, which is really the first step, which is about the realized part. But it's about putting that into practice. It's about living that. And that is something that I like to draw attention to here. I cannot do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. You cannot do that for me. I cannot do this by reading a book or going through a workshop or listening to a great spiritual teacher. Only through the practice I can master myself. I can master the art of living, because ultimately that's what it is. And art, life is an art. And it's a gift. It's a present to be now. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. I want to send you lots of love from Germany. And remember, there's no time like the now. On that note, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for there's more. Thank you.